Hello from Custom Home Builder Solutions, also known as CHS, a job costing, full accounting, and profit management software for the professional home builder. In this video, I wanted to show a new feature I added in case you have lots of old POs and don't care about them anymore, and you kind of want to speed things up or not have so many POs and drop down lists, etc. And if you want to get rid of purchase orders, all purchase orders for one job, like maybe some really old job that's been closed, and so that you can clean up your purchase orders list, I've added a new feature. If you click to go to the purchase orders menu, over here on the right about delete all POs for one job. We'll get back to that, and I'll talk about the things that will happen if you do this and when you should do it, etc. First of all, let's it's sort of this job that really we just used for a little bit of demo, and so it doesn't have a ton in it, and so I don't care about this job. And like I said, this is all demo, and so we don't have very many jobs, and we just play with jobs, etc. So I selected this Lavelle over here in a quick search for purchase orders data, and I'm going to click the POs and cost management window just to take a look at it for a minute. You can see we just have, it says records 5. We have 5 purchase orders. Like I said, this is just a fake job where we've done some purchase orders in demos, etc. And we have POs, and we have some of them that have posted costs attached to them. And what I'd like you to notice is after we delete the POs, these two lines won't be on here anymore because this is a purchase orders and job costs, but these, well, actually this line won't either because there's no posted costs attached to that PO. So these two lines would be left, but there would be no PO amount. It would just show actual costs for these two cost codes. Like I said, we haven't posted much of anything. So I want to show you that before, the picture before I delete the POs. And another thing we could look at for that little job is vendor bids. Maybe I think there could be one that we did a PO from. I think we got all busy for demo posting a bunch of bids, or whoever did some bids. But if you slide down here, you'll see last PO, yes, and it has a PO number, and that'll be gone. What happens when you delete POs, CHS will also go through and update all any actual costs for the jobs to have no POs attached to them, and it will update any vendor bids that have POs attached to have no POs attached to them, and actually the items for a job that have POs attached to them will no longer have a PO number attached to them. That's the 3 things it'll do. Now, if you've done any attachments to those purchase orders, like a copy of a vendor bid or something else, those will remain in your file cabinet. And you can look for various attachments in your file cabinet if you've uploaded some various things. I could open my big file cabinet, I could do a search, and I'll just look for any things we've uploaded maybe for that job that we're about to delete the POs on. We have like 10 records. You can see these are PO attachment, bid attachments, but you can see which ones. There's 3 of them, which were probably real silly attachments. They weren't really vendor bids, but quite often that's what's attached. And those won't be gone from your file cabinet, but you could come here and try deleting them. If I also clean up some stuff in your file cabinet and get those deleted off our server, etc., so they're not taking up so much room, unless you just want to keep them for review. This feature to delete all POs for one job will not delete those attachments, is what I wanted to say. So you might go and delete some of those after you delete all the POs. So let's select that job. And notice that this said this requires high permission level, and that's actually level 1 or 2 before you can be deleting all POs for one job. So you might have to go get somebody else with a higher level permission to do this work. It will tell you about it if your permission isn't high enough. So we're going to click this button to delete all POs for job. And of course it's asking us, are you sure? Because this is kind of a big thing. It says, warning, this action cannot be undone. I mean, they will be deleted out of the database. There's not really a way to like restore those all of a sudden. So it's a good thing to do this first thing in the morning before anyone else has done any work in CHS, just in case you decide after you did it, oh no, I wish I hadn't done that. You can call us and ask us to put last night's backup of your complete file back in place. So you do have a little fallback there, but you probably wouldn't do that early in the morning before anybody's working. The other thing is, deleting all POs for a job could have an effect on the estimated cost at completion for this job if all actual posted costs have not been marked as done first. It's assumed that you will only be deleting all POs for a job if this is an old and closed job. Therefore, before running this action, it might be a good idea to open the ECC worksheet for the job and use the tools there to mark all actual costs as done. Just because, so that the ECC will be the same as the actual costs on a well-closed job. And I'm also saying that no one else should be using CHS while you're running this action, because you don't want somebody entering bills and they're dropping down and for some reason, selecting the PO or looking at a PO, looking at old POs, and you're just about to delete all of them for a job right in the middle of the work they're doing. So it's a good idea just to do this while no one else is on, probably early in the morning, something like that, where you're going to sit down and maybe clean up your POs and delete several for one job. So if I click yes, delete all POs for job, I'm sorry, I need to write my sentence properly, but I will. I'll just say the POs for the job have been deleted. I just did this programming and I forgot that I had this last sentence testing whether I ran it or not. So I'll click OK on that. Now let's take a look at that POs and cost management after running it so we can kind of be sure. And like I said, we now only have 2 lines because we don't have any POs with no costs because we deleted all the POs. So all we have is the posted cost for this job, which, like I said, are real silly things we were using to do demos. They don't really make much sense for a job that you would just have framing labor and some plumbing fixture paid for, and that's all. But anyway, just so you can see how you can look to see how those POs did disappear. And if I open that vendor bids thing again to see if there were any POs attached or something, remember we had a yes in one of these. On one of these it said yes for that there was a PO, a last PO issued for that particular vendor bid, but now there is no yeses. So you can watch all kinds of other videos about posting vendor bids and creating POs from them, etc. But anyway, that's the new feature. And the other thing that just happened is if I click POs audit, it says deleted all purchase orders for that job. It says that I did that, and it says what day I did that and what time I did that. So you could always use this question mark, use this show hide search row for how to search for things in the audit table, and you might be searching for the job Lavelle or something like that. To see what you can see about things that have happened and who's done what. So if you're wondering why POs are no longer there, you might take a look at the POs audit and see if the POs were deleted by somebody. And hopefully you'll only be doing that for very old POs because you're cleaning up things and you don't want so many POs running around on your books anymore. All right, I hope that helps. Thank you for watching.